Good afternoon and welcome to Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Chris Gay, joined by my color commentator, Chase Hartzell. Well, we should have a fantastic game here tonight as the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns have made the trip from Russellville to Arkadelphia. And the Ouachita Tigers, of course, coming off a big loss against Henderson State. I say big as in that was a fantastic game, a fantastic performance by both the Reddies and the Tigers, leading to a loss on a buzzer beater by Brinley Huggins at the very end of regulation in that game at the Duke Wells Center. Of course, Ouachita back at home. I know they'll be wanting some revenge.
Well, Chris, there are multiple sources of motivation today for the Tigers because not only are they looking to bounce back from that heartbreaking loss, but it is also Women's Basketball Alumni Day in Bill Vining Arena. There was a special presentation before the game just outside the unveiling of a brand new women's basketball display here in the facility. You see all the banners that were added last year on the east side of the gym. There's a lot of history to this program, a lot of great alumni here representing Tigers both past and present. It's going to be a fun day.
Yes, it will be, and it's going to be against two teams that are fighting for playoff positioning. You look at their records, Arkansas Tech 10-11 overall, 7-10 in conference play, and Ouachita tied with them and Southern Arkansas at 7-10. Of course, Southern Arkansas is going to make the trip down here not too long from now. But of course, only top 8 teams make it into the Great American Conference playoffs. And Ouachita, you can see right there, along with 2 other teams, just barely making it in. Of course, that loss against Henderson, very unfortunate for Ouachita, and Henderson clinched their spot in the conference tournament after the victory over the Tigers, but both teams looking to just stay alive and play a few more games in the postseason.
And looking at some of the things that have happened recently in Great American Conference play, Chris, one of the big standouts is right there at the top. Southern Nazarene was the last undefeated team in Division II. That is no more. A week ago today, Southern Nazarene fell at the hands of the Harding Bisons. That was a top 10 matchup in the country. And the Bisons proved victorious in that one, a huge win over the Crimson Storm. So still anybody's battle up there for first place. Northwestern Oklahoma State in third. The Tigers defeated the Rangers right here a week ago today. Again, you mentioned the heartbreaking loss in Boulder Ravine, but you look at a lot of those teams there in the top 5. The Tigers have picked up victories against several of them, especially in the last couple of weeks. And with a few more games left up, including a matchup against Southern Arkansas still on deck, there are plenty of chances to move on up in the Great American Conference standings.
Yes, there are, and this is a team that the Golden Suns are coming into Bill Vining Arena without their top scorer on the season, Patience McDaniel, averaging 21 points per game. But they will have some players that should step up to the plate afterwards. Alex Hill and Mycia Marsal, both averaging double digits. But you see Dana Thompson, top rebounder on the team, typically almost averages a double-double per game, about 10 points and almost 9 rebounds. Claire Grace Prater shooting 83% from the free throw line on the season. Of course, had 14 points in their last game. But then you look on the flip side, Ouachita's Lainey Mears, yes, she does lead the team in scoring at 13 points per game, but something even better, she has now entered the 1,000-point club for Ouachita women's basketball as of last game.
And she's sitting at 1,000 points even because it was an and one play that ended up getting her the 1,000-point mark. She made the shot and then finished it off with the free throw. No surprise there. You see her free throw percentage, nearly 93%, one of the best free throw shooters, not only at Ouachita, not only in the Great American Conference, but in the country. Another big player in that last game was Joey Babel. You see the scoring there. She has stepped up in scoring, but Chris, she's also one of those players that makes the intangible plays, the hustle plays on defense that really proved to be a difference maker. She gave the Reddies plenty of headaches down the stretch. And somebody that's not on this list that I do want to give a quick shout out to is Madeline Tipton. Madeline Tipton is the one who put the Reddies in a position to where they had to make the buzzer beater to win the game. With 9 seconds left, Madeline Tipton made a jump shot from just inside the arc. It was a step back, ended up tying the game. Tipton also in that game was held scoreless for the first half. she ended up turning around and putting up 12 points in the second half. So we'll see if she can carry that momentum over from the final 20 minutes in that HSU game to the full 40 here today.
Exactly. We'll definitely be hoping for that. But looking at some team stats, both of these teams are pretty even with all of their numbers. Points per game, Ouachita, 66 points per game. The Golden Suns, 68 points per game. You can see the points per game alloved's a little bit different. Arkansas Tech, their defense has been slightly better than Ouachita. But again, both of these teams separated by just one game overall in their overall records. But in the conference records, they are tied. Field goal percentage, the Golden Suns are shooting much better from the field and from three. Or actually, they're not shooting well from three, but, you know, again, solid numbers all around. And then Ouachita shooting better from the free throw line. I think this game will be a close one, and free throws will tell the tale at the very end of the game. And Ouachita has definitely improved when it comes to their rebounding numbers. Arkansas Tech towards the bottom, or excuse me, also towards the top when it comes to their rebounding numbers. And then turnover is also going to tell the tale.
Well, and Chris, we look back to last week, that game against Southwestern Oklahoma State. At the time, the top rebounding team in the conference, Ouachita found a way to out-rebound the Bulldogs, and that was a key reason why they proved victorious in that game. The Tigers, again, coming into this game, a bit of an underdog in the rebound category. They have not typically rebounded it as much as the Golden Suns, but if the last couple of weeks are any indication, the Tigers can fight on the boards with just about anybody.
Yes, they can, and it's thanks to players like Grayson Fairless, who had a double-double in their last game against Henderson State with 12 points, 10 rebounds. And then Abby Harrison coming off the bench, she had 6 rebounds of her own along with 11 points. Now that's a player, she had her best game arguably all season long Thursday against the Reddies. Went perfect from the field, 5 of 5, 11 points, 6 rebounds. So both Fairless and Harrison together, that's a lot of size for Ouachita, and especially since Arkansas Tech has a lot of size of their own, multiple players well over 6 foot, that's going to be huge.
Something that the Tigers are going to have to watch out for, though. A lot of teams have noticed the height advantage inside, and they've tried to be a slasher towards the basket. Now, Harrison and Fairless are pretty good defenders inside as well. Not necessarily your traditional rim protectors, but they do very well in post play. However, teams have figured it out that if they can get Harrison and Fairless into foul trouble, they can get the Tigers in trouble. So look for the Golden Suns to potentially use that slashing offense to try and get inside and force the Tigers into foul trouble.
We will see what Ouachita and the Golden Suns are able to do after we take a quick break. And by the time we're back, we'll have the national anthem and the starting lineups. You're watching Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Wichita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
And with still just over 2 minutes left to go before we get to tip-off, let's take one last look at some of the stats. Get to know the Golden Suns that are coming into town. Again, no Patience McDaniel, or at least hasn't been playing for, has only played 8 games so far this season for the Golden Suns. Alex Hill, in the meantime, has been their leading scorer, averaging just under 12 points per game. Masia Marsal averaging 10 points per game, and so is Dana Thompson, averaging 10 points and almost 9 rebounds, plus averaging over a steal and a little over 1 block per game. Definitely an anchor on the inside, both on offense and on defense. Of course, this team does have a lot of size. Julie Wagner also in that big depth. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block per game. And again, Arkansas Tech's coming off a win versus the East Central Tigers, 66-58 win. Of course, Ouachita coming off a loss versus Henderson State in a special edition of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network on Thursday, a strictly audio-only broadcast. We're just about 1 minute away from the national anthem and from tip-off, but Chase, it's going to be a huge game between the Golden Suns and the Tigers, and both of these teams have to find a way to win because they both need this game.
Well, and it's a statewide rivalry game. You know, obviously Russellville and Arkadelphia, you're going to have that connection. These two teams know each other very well. They see each other twice a year. You got to have those bragging rights on the line, but also, in a way, your season's on the line because you need to solidify your place in the Great American Conference standings. For either of these two teams, a loss puts them in a precarious situation. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself moving forward in the rest of the regular season if you can pick up a win here today.
Exactly, and we're just about a few seconds away from the starting lineups and the national anthem on this Women's Alumni Basketball Spotlight Day. Let's take it over to Dr. Casey Model for the national anthem.
Of Arkansas Tech University against your Ouachita Tigers. At this time, we invite you to stand for the playing of our national anthem, performed this afternoon by the Ouachita Jazz Band under the direction of Dr. Austin Motley. And now introducing the starting lineup for the Arkansas Tech University Golden Suns. Senior guard from Lençóis Paulista, Brazil, number 3, Maísa Marçal. Junior forward from Miami, Florida, number 22, Dana Thompson. Junior guard from Bologna, Arkansas, number 24, Clara Grace Prater. Junior guard from Harrison, Arkansas, number 25, Alex Hill. And junior forward from Humboldt, Tennessee, number 30, Julie Wagner. The head coach of the Golden Suns is Dave Wilbers. The assistant coach is Brad Palmer. And now, Tiger Nation, let me hear you roar! This is the starting lineup for your Ouachita Tigers! Sophomore forward from Hot Springs, Arkansas, number 2, Audrey Winfrey. Sophomore guard from Beebe, Arkansas, number 13, Joey Babel. Sophomore forward from Mena, Arkansas, number 20, Grayson Fairless. Sophomore guard from Bologna, Arkansas, number 23, Madeline Tipton. And junior guard from Bologna, Arkansas, number 22, Lainey Mears. The head coach of the Ouachita Tigers is Robert Dallimore. The assistant coach is Nate Davis. This afternoon's officials are Melissa Mitchell, Mark Gibson, and Aaron McFatridge.
Well, there you have it, the starting lineups for the Golden Suns and for the Ouachita Tigers. Of course, for the Golden Suns, Maísa Marçal, Dana Thompson, Clara Grace Prater, Alex Hill, and Julie Wagner are starting. And then for the Tigers, Audrey Winfrey, Joey Babel, Grayson Fairless, Lainey Mears, and Madeline Tipton will be starting. At center court, it's going to be Grayson Fairless and number 22, Dana Thompson, set to tip off.
This is about as even as it gets for a tip-off matchup. Thompson and Fairless both stand at exactly 6 feet tall, and you can tell they're about as even as it gets.
And 10 minutes of Tiger basketball is underway. Well, the Golden Suns win the tip, and immediately there's a clock problem. Didn't have, so now it's been fixed. Had a few issues with the clock not starting or starting late a few times this season. And looks like everything's been fixed. Here's Marçal. Arkansas Tech getting inside early. That's Dana Thompson on the assist from Clara Grace Prater. Here's Tipton. Had 12 points in their last game. Cut off. Going to take the short jumper, and it's good over Thompson. Madeline Tipton's on the board first for Ouachita.
Well, Tipton was held scoreless in the first half against Henderson State. Not this time. Off to a fast start here at Bill Vining Arena.
Here's Marçal looking inside, stolen away by Mears, up ahead to Babel. Babel, and that's blocked, but she is fouled. Fouled by Alex Hill, and Joey Babel, who has been so active for the Tigers. She's going to head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Well, that was a great pass there by Lainey Mears, setting up for the foul. Hit her in stride off the bounce, had to go up and over the taller defender. Alex Hill had the right idea trying to go up from behind, but ended up getting a piece of Babel as she went for the block.
Babel's first free throw is up and good.
Also nice to see the Ouachita Jazz Band here today, serving as a pep band and adding a little bit of atmosphere.
And Grayson Fairless with the offensive rebound, put it up, and it's good for Grayson Fairless. Ouachita's got a 3-point lead here, just not even a whole minute gone away. Prater, jumper is good. Clara Grace Prater on the board for the first time today. Here's Babel. Looking for somebody to get open. Here's Tipton. She's going to shoot the 3. Not going to hit it. Mears comes away with the rebound, and that's going to be a double dribble. And it's going to be an early Tiger turnover.
That time the ball got poked free, so it looked like it threw off Mears' timing a little bit there. Couldn't get the dribble started the way that she wanted to.
Here's Prater. Picked up by Winfrey. Nice double crossover off the backboard, no good. Dana Thompson, second chance opportunity is not going to happen. Here's Babel. Babel out to Winfrey. Winfrey. Babel up top, guarded by Hill. Winfrey, she's a good three-point shooter, and it's going to be a foul on. It's going to be on Prater there. It was a push. Going to be the second team foul by the Golden Suns. Here's Babel. Winfrey in the corner. Fairless. Going to work on her defender. Shovels it over to Babel. Swing, well, that's going to be a Tiger turnover. Golden Suns have it. Here's Marsal, picked up by Babel. And that was almost a Golden Sun turnover, but looks like that was Grayson Fairless on the push as they were trying to get the ball down low to Dana Thompson. Marcia Marsal set the throw in for the Golden Suns, gets it into Prater. Here's Hill. Marsal in the corner, looking for a teammate. She's going to shoot the three, and she's good from the corner. Marsal's got the Golden Suns up by 2 with 7:40 left to play. Here's Fairless. Tipton. Winfrey guarded tightly, looking for a teammate. Fairless going to work on her man. Going at Wagner, and she's going to hit the deck, but she's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws. You can take a look at it here. Fairless, so good at putting the ball on the floor and getting to the free throw line as she knocks down her first free throw. Shoots it just above 60% for the season. And she's 2 of 2. And we're all tied up at 7. And here's Marsal racing down the floor. In and out dribble, pass to the corner, not going to happen. Lainey Mears with the rebound. Golden Suns are able to get all the way back. Mears driving, and she's going to travel. It's going to be her second turnover. It was a good job by the Golden Suns defense to come up for help and really make that situation difficult for her, as Ouachita's got a few substitutions coming in. Samantha Watson, Grayson Williams, and Abby Harrison checking in for Winfrey, Tipton, and Fairless. Mycia Marsal, guarded by Williams. Prater driving on Mears, kicks out, 3 ball, and it's cash for Alex Hill. Her first points tonight.
The Golden Suns are certainly favoring that right corner right now. We've seen a lot of the threes taken from that spot, usually to good success.
And almost a disastrous turnover. Babel, short jumper, but stolen away by Williams. Mears driving. It was tipped, and it's going to be Tiger. Well, now the officials aren't sure. They're going to call it a jump ball. Ouachita's pretty clear, thinking that the Golden Suns tipped it out. It's going to remain with the Tigers, though. Mears throwing in to Watson. Here's Williams to Mears. Mears, 3 ball, and that one's short. But Marsal loses it. Babel, mid-range shot, not going to happen. Golden Suns have spent a lot of time on this side of the floor. Now they finally get on offense. Here's Hill, and that's another, well, almost a Golden Sun turnover. And that's going to lead to a nice 2 by Dana Thompson. Here's Watson, screened by Harrison. Williams looking for Harrison to post up. Watson to Babel. Babel in the mid-range. Looking to post up, kicks it out to Watson. Watson into Babel. Babel, shovel pass. That's going to be a Tiger turnover. Marsal's got it. The Tigers really struggling to get anything going here of late. Wagner jumper. Offensive rebound by Thompson. Marsal's going to reset it. Marsal guarded by Watson. She hit a 3 earlier, but is neglecting to take some of the open looks that the Tigers have been giving her. Step back jumper, no good. Rebound by Babel. Babel racing up ahead, out to Williams. Williams gonna take the fast break 3, and it just rims out. Babel, offensive rebound, gets it to Mears. Williams inside, floater, off the right side, not gonna fall. Well, Ouachita still trying to just buy a basket here. Marsal guarded by Williams. Marsal's taken only 1 3, now 2. Just rattles in and out. Here's Babel. Babel stops, looking for somebody. Grayson Williams driving, and she's going to be hacked on the arm, and she's going to head to the free throw line. Well, that's going to take us to our first media timeout of the period. Ouachita trailing by 5 with 4:02 left to play in the first quarter. Stick around for more Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
And you got to hear the Ouachita Pep Band making their second appearance this season at Bill Vining Arena. The last appearance was at the Battle of the Ravine matchup here back in January, led by Dr. Austin Motley. Well, always helps add to the atmosphere.
It does, and Chris, earlier in the broadcast, I mentioned that these two teams are very familiar with each other, but there are 3 players that are on the floor today that are also very familiar with each other. Clara Grace Prater actually played at Valonia High School with Madeline Tipton and Lainey Mears. They were teammates all at the same time for the Eagles, part of a handful of successful campaigns for that program, and we've even seen Prater line up against Mears in some matchups today. So those should be fun matchups to watch on the floor, especially for teammates who have known each other for so long.
Well, Williams' first free throw is good. And Williams' second free throw is good as well. Here's Jackie Rollins, who just checked in during the break. Here's Prater. Prater up against her old teammate. Rollins, step back 3 is good. Nice step back 3 by the sophomore from Mustang, Oklahoma. Tipton. Back to Tipton, 3 off the backboard, not going to go, and it's going to be a foul See who they get it on. It's going to be on Grayson Fairless. This is just going to be her first personal. As Alex Hill's going to check in for the Golden Suns. Prater's going to check out. Rollins guarded by Grayson Williams. Hill to Rollins. Rollins driving, scoop, no good. Dana Thompson is going to head to the free throw line. You could tell she got hacked on the arm hard that time. Thompson shooting 61% from the free throw line this season, rattles in her first.
And Thompson, much like Fairless, is a traditional post player. She likes to play underneath the basket, has been very effective on the boards today, and also down low on those close shots.
And she's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She leads all scorers with 6 in this one, as Golden Suns have a 17-9 lead over the home squad. And Tipton lost it, but it will be a reach-in foul. That's going to be on Haley Wyrick. And Madeline Tipton, she's going to go and shoot some free throws for the 1-and-1 as Ouachita just entered the single bonus. Well, Tipton, a solid shooter, has really struggled from the free throw line so far this year. Just shooting about 66% from the charity stripe. Doesn't matter, she cashes in both. Golden Suns with a 6-point lead with 2:53 left to play. Here's Rollins. Rollins going to take another three. That one's long. Here's Mears with the defensive rebound. Mears to Winfrey. Winfrey, long three. Off to the right. Thompson, rebound. Up ahead to Prater. Three ball, no good. Again, Mears with the rebound. But here's Tipton. Tipton going to drive. Tough shot, and she's going to head to the free throw line. And let's see who they call this one on. That's going to be on Sarah Edmondson. And take a look again at that play. Madeline Tipton going full court there, driving, and I think Tipton just put Edmondson in a difficult spot. Tipton's first free throw is good.
And it looked like Edmondson was trying to slow down Tipton's progress there, but ended up hooking up and under her arm a little bit. That's where the call came from.
And both free throws are good for Madeline Tipton, as Brooke Smith is going to check in for the Tigers, as well as Abby Harrison. Ouachita shooting really well from the free throw line so far today, 7 of 8. Arkansas Tech has only made one trip to the free throw line, and that was Thompson, as Brooke Smith with the steal. Fast break opportunity. A lot of contact, no call.
Strong defense in transition that time from Prater.
Here's Wyrick. Prater to Wyrick. Rollins. And that's going to be a travel. Didn't exactly plant her feet before she made that pass, as Marsal's going to check in for the Golden Suns. Jackie Rollins going to check out. And here's Joey Babel. Babel has improved so much coming into year 2 for the Tigers. Here's Lainey Mears. Lainey Mears really thought about it. On the elbow, it's Harrison working down low. And that's going to be a traveling violation again, this time on Harrison.
That was a great job there by Julie Wagner, cutting off Harrison. She was trying to go up on the right side, the weak side, and looking for a post move. But instead, Wagner puts herself in the perfect position to force an up and down. That's what causes the turnover.
Prater driving, floater, Nothing but backboard. Second chance opportunity is not going to happen. Brooke Smith gets it to Babel. Babel full court to Watson. Golden Suns cut her off. Kicks it to Babel. To Tipton. Tipton's going to drive. Inside to Harrison. Harrison, jumper. Gets her own miss. Harrison to Tipton. Tipton thought about the three. Almost stolen. Blocked, though, by Edmondson. Wyrick to Prater. Back up top to Marsal. Marsal driving, kicking. Prater, three ball. Off the front of the rim. Here's Smith, and she's going to be fouled. That time by Wyrick, going for the steal. You can tell Coach Wilbur's not happy with that call. Not so much the call, but for Wyrick committing the foul right there at half court. And Brooke Smith's going to head to the free throw line. Smith's first free throw is up and good. She shoots about 71% from the free throw line. Brooke Smith, 1 of 2 from the line that time. Wyrick's got it. Prater guarded by Watson. Just 25 seconds left on the game clock. Prater, jumper, or not going to happen, but the three ball by Wyrick is no good. Golden Suns do get it back. Marsal pump fake, looking for somebody. Wagner's going to take the elbow jumper and cashes it in. Ouachita only has about 5 seconds to get a shot off. Here's Babel. Babel, jumper, no good. Just got it off in time, but just couldn't find the bottom of the net. Well, after 1 quarter of play, Ouachita trails by 5. You're watching Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I've heard people say, Ouachita.
Wichita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
$19-14 is your score at Bill Vining Arena on this very special Women's Basketball Alumni Day, where we will have some interviews and recognition at the half. But for now, we have some Tiger basketball, where they are down by 5. With Dana Thompson at the free throw line. Jumper, no good. Fairless with the rebound. Here's Joey Babel. Up ahead, cut off, looking for a teammate. Throws it, Brooke Smith got it, and somehow she's able to keep it alive. Mears gets it poked away, and Golden Suns have it. Here's Marsal. It's a 2-on-1 fast break. Babel, a lot of contact, but she does get the steal. Here's Watson up ahead to Fairless. Fairless waiting and puts it up in, and good for just her second field goal of this ball game. Ouachita so far has struggled from the field. That's only the third made basket that was not a free throw in this ball game. Here's Prater, guarded by Babel. Screen by Thompson. Prater, scoop layup. That one's short. Watson, short jumper. No good. Smith fighting for it, and she's going to be called for the foul. And it's going to be Golden Sun basketball. Audrey Winfrey's going to check in for the Tigers. Well, Chase, what have you seen so far from Ouachita? Again, only 3 made field goals in this game. What do they have to do? They're still down 3. What have they done well, though?
Well, one thing that they've done exceptionally well is getting to the line. They have a clear advantage in that category. Despite the shortcomings from the field, they've been able to make up for it a little bit at the line. You have to feel like if those shots start to fall, specifically those mid-range shots, the Tigers have a great chance to get right back into this ball game, because right now they're still well within striking distance.
And third time's the charm as Winfrey drives, kicks it to Fairless. Fairless, a lot of contact, no call, but it is a made basket by Grayson Fairless and cuts this lead to 3.
That is something that has improved remarkably from that first quarter. The Tigers have done a much better job of moving the ball around and finding the open woman down low.
Babel up ahead. She's going to head to the free throw line, but that is her second on-ball steal, at least in this quarter. And now she's going to benefit as she's got a trip to the charity stripe.
Well, and like I said before, Babel makes a lot of those hustle plays on defense, including steals. Doesn't always translate to opportunities for points, but this time she's going to get a chance to reward herself for excellent defensive effort.
Babel shooting 78% from the free throw line so far this season. Is 1 of 2 today. And no good on the first one. She only has 1 point so far today. She's got a couple of steals and 4 rebounds. And she's 2 of 4 from the free throw line on the day. Mycia Marsal, she's got it up top. She's really taking a load of the scoring duties since McDaniel's been out. Marsal twisting. Prater to Marsal. Marsal, step back 3, not going to happen. Alex Hill, and she's going to take too many steps, and it's going to be a Golden Sun turnover. There have been several turnovers in this game so far, but neither team having a huge difference in that margin. Fairless backing up, can't find anybody, gets it to Babel. Babel, pump fake, inside, lefty layup, too strong. Fairless up and in is good. Grayson Fairless been very active around the basket and now has tied up this score at 21. Fairless pokes it out, collision, and it's going to remain with the Golden Suns. Fairless took a hit from Alex Hills. They both were diving for that one. Brooke Smith's going to check out. Looks like Fairless is all right. Hobbling just a tiny bit. Abby Harrison's going to check in for Fairless. Fairless going to get a much-needed breathers. Really had a very nice stretch to start this period. Here's Prater, guarded by Tipton. Marsal, screened by Wagner. Marsal looking for a teammate. Almost a steal by Ouachita, and it is going to be a Golden Sun turnover as Prater was the last to touch it. Here's Babel. Dallimore setting up the play. Babel screened by Tipton. Harrison up top to Watson. Screened by Harrison. Babel. Babel, nice pass up to Harrison. She can't finish, and that's going to be a foul right off the rebound by Winfrey. And it's going to be just the second personal foul of the period for Ouachita. And almost a turnover by the Golden Suns. Marsal is able to keep it alive. Here's Hill driving. Up and under, can't get it to fall. And Harrison and Hill trying to go for it. And it's going to be a jump ball. Tiger basketball. Yeah, Grayson Williams is going to check in for the Tigers. Watson's going to check out. As Watson got a nice applause from the home crowd. Well, behind us, it's really starting to fill up a little bit on the Arkansas Tech side. There's still quite a few, seems like there's more Ouachita fans on the visiting side. As Tipton, she's going to take the three, and she's going to knock down the three. Madeline Tipton with the first three-pointer of the game for Ouachita. They were 0 of 5 before that make. Prater driving left, and she beats Harrison to the basket and scores. Tipton, fast break for Ouachita. Babel back to Tipton. Winfrey up top, swinging to Williams. Tipton, another three-pointer. No good. Babel, offensive rebound. Jumper from the elbow is good. Joey Babel now making her mark from the field for Ouachita. That's just their 6th made field goal of the game. Definitely improved offensively so far in this quarter. And almost a turnover by the Golden Suns. Here's Marsal, guarded tightly by Williams. Her bench is getting fired up. Marsal passing, Wagner, jumper, it's good. That was a tough shot. Nice closeout by Tipton. And Babel trying to beat Marsal down the floor. Looking for a teammate, looking for somebody. And it's going to be a 3-second violation on Babel. Just couldn't find anybody as we are entering this media timeout. Well, Ouachita leads by 1 after trailing entering the second quarter with 4:42 left to play. But we will have a sideline report from Brody Kriegel. Brody, what do you have to say?
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to take a moment to put a player spotlight on Lainey Mears, the junior guard who broke the 1,000-point mark last week against Henderson State. Mears, ever since she's been a freshman, has made a big impact here for Ouachita, tying the three-point record her freshman year and breaking it last year as a sophomore, along with the field goal percentage record. She continues to make a huge impact for her team, whether it's points or stepping up in the big moments. That's all I got for you, Chris. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Brody. She has certainly had a heck of a career in only 3 seasons here at Bill Vining Arena. Just an incredible season from a player that Coach Dallimore can always rely on and always go to, especially in stretches.
Well, and the Tigers in the last season have lost another member of the 1,000-point club in the form of Michaela Miller. Michaela Miller is now at LaSalle and is doing very well at the Division I level. But the Tigers needed an older leader to step up. Lainey Mears has helped to step up into that position. Obviously, you can't substitute one leader for one leader, but Mears, along with a couple other teammates, have really stepped up into that leadership role. And despite the lack of the presence that we've had from Michaela Miller being gone for the first time in 4 years, that presence is starting to be filled up again, even if not just by Mears, by several of her teammates.
Well, Mears on the defensive end, she's definitely a pesky defender, averaging well over a steal per game. Here's Alex Hill. Rollins not afraid to shoot the 3 ball. That one's really short. Thompson trying to go for the rebound. Actually, that's not Dana Thompson. That's Shelly Butler. Grayson Williams. Cut off by Hill. Here's Winfrey up top. Now Fairless on the wing. And she's going to travel. Just moved that left pivot foot just a bit. Wasn't quite sure where she wanted to go. Here's Jackie Rollins. Guarded by Mears. Prater. Looking for Thompson. Thompson's going to take the mid-range shot. And a little bit long, but here's Babel for the rebound. Babel looking for a teammate. Here's Winfrey. Mears up top. Fairless. Nice step through. A little Little much, a little too powerful with that left-handed finish. And now here's Prater up ahead. Prater stops in the paint. Out to Thompson. Back to Prater. Prater, Butler posting up, now screening for Prater. Prater, long two. A little too strong there as well. Babel fighting for the rebound, and she had it for a second, but there will be a foul. It's going to be on Clara Grace Prater. That's going to be her third personal, and definitely not a player the Golden Suns need to be in foul trouble, especially with 3:13 left to play in the first half. Haley Wyrick is checking in for Prater. Butler's checking out. Wagner's coming back in. And for Ouachita, Tipton and Watson are coming in for Winfrey and Grayson Williams. Here's Babel. Ouachita still leading by 1 with just a little over 3 minutes left to play. Mears, 3 for the logo. That one's short off the front of the rim. Wagner grabs the board. And here's Rollins. Hill, stolen by Mears. Babel up ahead. Layup. That one's blocked and fouled from behind by Rollins. Just a little too much arm. Going for the chase down block. You see Mears just a quick poke out on the pass. Babel up ahead. And you can tell actually it looked more like she got her head going for the block, as Babel's first free throw is not going to go through. But Chase, I specifically remember Joey Babel last season as a true freshman. She had her moments, but she just really never found her place in the rotation. But this year, she has come through, and she's truly the team's starting point guard.
Well, and for Babel, really the turn happened in the offseason. You could see the efforts that she put in. She's improved her mid-range game. She continues to try and make the hustle plays. And she was also voted Team Player of the Week a handful of times prior to the start of this season. That's really translated to more playing time, and Babel has proven that she belongs, making the most of her opportunities, not only with defensive excellence like she's been known for, but she's also started to improve on the offensive side of things as well.
Well, Babel will check out. Audrey Winfrey, another sophomore, is going to check back in. Lainey Mears set the throw in to Watson. Here's Tipton to Mears. Back to Tipton. Watson in the corner. Watson back to Tipton. Tipton, nice bounce pass to Fearless, who scores, and Ouachita is up by 2.
That was a beautiful bounce pass there from Madeline Tipton. Had to go around the defender a little bit and had to give it a little curve so it spin back to the left, or go from left to right.
And that's going to be a traveling violation on Watson. I think that was Hill that actually caused that travel. Went in for the steal, and Watson had to. She couldn't take her dribble just yet, so it took a little couple to, I guess, 3 steps before she dribbled there. But now Hill's going to throw in, looking for a teammate. It's Rollins. Guarded by Mears. Hill, the lefty, going to drive right. Turning, spinning, off the glass, and good for Alex Hill, averaging about 11 points per game on the season. Almost a steal for the Golden Suns. Here's Watson. Bounce pass inside, stolen by Thompson. Here's Rollins. Up ahead, and no good there. But she will be heading to the free throw line, as Joey Babel's going to check back in. Well, not quite yet, as refs told her to hold her horses. Well, actually, now she's coming back in for Lainey Mears, but Jackie Rollins going to shoot some free throws here. Rollins shooting about 83% from the free throw line, and that one is off the back iron, no good. Rollins, the sophomore from Mustang, Oklahoma, goes 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Actually, that's going to be a lane violation on Grayson Fairless. So Rollins is going to have another chance to shoot free throws. Just going to have one free throw coming up here as the Ouachita volleyball team helping Rollins go 0 of 3 from the line. The Ouachita volleyball team has been the ultimate hype squad for women's basketball and men's basketball so far this season. And it benefited there. Watson hounded on defense. I think they're going to say that's a foul, I want to say. I saw the official. She may have been pointing behind her, and I thought she just signaled for a foul. No, it's no foul on any Golden Sun. It's still going to be Ouachita basketball, no free throws. But here's Tipton, and again, I think it's the clock problem. A couple of the officials are going to talk about it. I didn't notice if the clock had started or not. And I think the officials are going to have to talk this one over. I'm not sure what about. Yep, and they're going to come and take a look at something. We'll get to see what they look at. It may be associated with the clock not starting on time. But as it stands on the board, we're at 53.7 seconds left in the half. 18 seconds on the shot clock as we're all tied up at 29.
And as Dr. Casey Modal just reminded the fans on the public address system, don't leave your seat just yet, because there is going to be a special women's basketball alumni presentation at the conclusion of this half. Going to be a great celebration of a program that has a lot of history to it. Chris, during this timeout, I do want to point out one specific individual in Ouachita women's basketball history, and that is Coach Carolyn Moffitt. Now, Coach Moffitt is actually the winningest female basketball coach in Ouachita history. She won over 200 games with the Tigers. If you look over to the east end of the gymnasium, you see a lot of banners over there. She had a hand in several of them. Looking at that 6th place finish, that runner-up finish, and that 3rd place finish from 1969 to 1971, those were all her teams. And then the National Women's Invitational Tournament led the Tigers to a top 3 finish on 2 different occasions. Now remember, the National Women's Invitational Tournament, this is the precursor to the women's NIT that we see now today. And the NCAA was a little bit different then, Chris. It doesn't have the same division classification that it does now, so you were really playing against just about everybody in the country. The Tigers were one of the top 3 teams, regardless of classification, in that tournament for 2 years running, in large part due to Coach Moffitt's efforts.
Yep, you see of course, 1969, they were the runner-ups, and in 1970, they had a 3rd place finish. Just an excellent run by Coach Moffitt. And one of the officials just told us it's going to be 17 seconds on the shot clock, so it indeed was a check to see if the clock was right. We don't always get official updates, but as to why they made a call or made a stop, but I'm glad to see that one of the officials was able to update us there. Well, 57.1 seconds on the game clock, 17 seconds on the shot clock, as Joey Babel's going to throw in for the Tigers. Has to throw it up, and that's going to be a turnover right to Wyrick. Wyrick going to go right at Watson, spinning. Layup is good. And now they have retaken the lead as they're up by 2. Babel, and she's going to be fouled by Wyrick. That's going to be another reach-in foul. That's going to be Wyrick's 3rd personal for a team that's kind of short when it comes to scoring from their guard position. They do not need any more players to get in foul trouble. Wyrick and Prater both have 3, as we just saw Jordan Rollins check in for the Golden Suns. Fairless up top, looking for somebody, guarded closely by Wagner. She's going to work on Wagner from the baseline, and that's going to be a traveling violation. Another Tiger turnover. Now the Golden Suns have, shot clock has been turned off, as they can pretty much drain the entire clock if they want to. 29.8 left in this first half. Well, Jackie Rollins guarded by Babel.
I wouldn't be surprised if Babel tried to catch the Golden Suns off guard. She's been quick with her hands today, already a few steals to her name. We'll see how aggressive she is here.
Well, they send a double towards Rollins, and looks like the Golden Suns are going to be bailed out with a foul. They're not in the bonus just yet, just one foul away, as Watson came over to try to get a steal. A couple subs for the Tigers. Grayson Williams and Abby Harrison are checking in. Tipton and Fairless are going to check out as Jordan Rollins, the sister of Jackie Rollins, is going to throw in for the Golden Suns. Only 4.4 left to do anything. Gets it into Hill. Hill guarded closely by Babel, and that's not even going to be close. And that is going to do it for this first half of action. The Golden Suns leading 31, Ouachita trailing by 2 at 29. Well, don't go anywhere. We have a lot of festivities and a lot of interviews and a lot of great people to talk to in this half. But again, 31-29 is your score heading into half, as Ouachita would love to come back from a 2-point deficit. But Chase, what do they have to do to try to get back into this game?
Well, Chris, looking at the stats for that second quarter in particular, the Tigers were a lot more aggressive on defense. They ended up forcing 5 turnovers as a team. That may not seem like a lot compared to the first quarter, but they definitely seemed a lot more active on the defensive side. For the Tigers, though, you've got to find a way to limit the turnovers in your own right. Looking at that first half, they had 12 as a team. So definitely a few struggles there as the Ouachita Dance team gets ready to take the floor. But you look at the Tigers, despite the shortcomings in terms of taking care of the basketball, they're still right in this ball game.
Well, and you know, both teams would love to start shooting a little bit better from the three-point line. Ouachita is 1 of 8 from beyond the arc. And the Golden Suns are 3 and 10 so far from beyond the arc. And, of course, now the free throw battle. Ouachita has been winning that free throw battle 12-16. And Arkansas Tech has only had 2 trips to the free throw line, where they are 50% so far on the day. But looking again, Grayson Fairless leads all scorers with 12, also has 4 rebounds, only missing 1 shot. She does have 3 turnovers. They've been getting her down low, getting her in a tough spot, and she's been committing too many travels. Madeline Tipton has 9, has the lone 3-point make for the Tigers. And 5 points for Joey Babel. She also has 7 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, and assists, and a couple of steals as well. Looking at the Golden Suns, Dana Thompson's in double-double range, as she has 8 points and 10 rebounds. She has not been able to be kept off the glass, has 5 offensive rebounds out of the team's 8.
Well, and Chris, if you're looking at a stat that is a narrow difference that could kind of correlate to what we're seeing right now on the scoreboard, 8 offensive rebounds for the Golden Suns, 7 for Ouachita. That 1 offensive rebound difference could result in 1 shot. That's the difference in this game right now. So that 1 offensive board has been the difference between these two teams, that 1 shot as well. So if the Tigers can close up that narrow gap in the second half and out-rebound the Golden Suns on the offensive glass, things are looking up for the Tigers.
Well, of course, it is Women's Basketball Alumni Spotlight Day, as we will have some alumni that were very important for women's basketball in Ouachita history coming to the center court. A lot of Tiger legends in this group. And, of course, we had Men's Basketball Alumni Day last week.
And now, Tiger Nation, we welcome every one of you to Ouachita Baptist University and Bill Vining Arena for today's contest. But today, we also celebrate Ouachita Women's Basketball Alumni Day. And we're honored to have as our guests players and coaches from Ouachita's rich historic tradition of women's basketball. At midcourt, you see before you players and coaches representing teams from the 1960s to the present era. Today, we not only celebrate the tradition and culture of the program, but the many conference and national championships earned by the Tigerettes, Lady Tigers, and Ouachita women's basketball. Earlier today, in the concourse of Bill Vining Arena, this group, along with their guests, including Ouachita President Dr. Ben Sells and Ouachita Athletic Director David Sharp, dedicated a display of trophies and memorabilia honoring a distinguished history of athletic achievement in Ouachita women's basketball. We are thankful to alumni in this group and others for their contributions in bringing this project to fruition. Please join us now as we recognize and honor Ouachita's past players and coaches. Tigers, welcome home.
Well, now we will take it to Chase Hartzell, who has an exclusive interview with some influential members in Tiger basketball history. Chase, take it over to you in just a few seconds.
All right, I am standing on the floor right now. It is Women's Basketball Alumni Day, and I am joined by Susan Cheatham and Janine Souder. First off, welcome back. It's glad to have you here. We're all glad to have you here for another Women's Basketball Alumni Day.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
We're excited. We're glad to be here.
Well, we talked about it last year, how much this event was stepping up. This year, it's even bigger than last year. Got to have the celebration today, including a brand new display outside here at Bill Vining Arena. What does it mean to both of you to have that recognition here in Bill Vining Arena?
I think it's awesome. I think it is been a long time coming, and it's nice to have a representation for the women.
Yes, we're extremely proud of the hard work that has been happening over the last 4 years since visiting Dr. Sells' home and getting this, effort started. We really are just so ecstatic about it, and we're glad to see the Lady Tigers, the history that they're actually in the making doing right now. So it's all coming together. We're bonding together, and hopefully we'll be a great, big, happy family real soon.
Well, looking at the banners here, this was an addition that was made last year. The Lady Tigers are a team that have been not only relevant to this region, but to the nation in terms of women's basketball. What does it mean to be a part of that lineage and be a part of this elite group of basketball players from just about everywhere?
Well, I think that's what drew me. I'm sure it drew her. A winning tradition and having a family, not just a basketball team, but a family while you're at college to enjoy being with, traveling with, and playing with.
Yes, it's been exciting to hear stories. We have a couple of players that are still playing, so from the 60s that started, all the championships. So we're happy to be a part of it. We're glad that we're bonding and bringing more memories to Ouachita.
Well, there's an even bigger crowd here than there was last year. More and more alumni are getting involved. For those who are maybe a part of the program or were a part of the program and they want to get involved, how can they get involved with the Ouachita Women's Basketball Alumni Group?
I'll let you talk about that. 'cause
Yes,
she's our
we do have 2 social media outlets on Instagram and Facebook, and we've been reaching out as well as phone numbers. So if you are part of Facebook, please get in touch with us through our Ouachita Baptist University alumni webpage. It'll say OBU Women's Basketball Alumni, and Teresa Schaefer is spearheading all of this. So her number is posted on the site, so you can email her or call her or send us a message through Facebook.
All right, looking up at the scoreboard right now, it's a close game, but the girls still have a great chance to pull it out. From your own experience, what was the best piece of advice that you got in these types of close games?
Believe. We believe. We know we can do it. I know they can do it.
Yeah, same, absolutely same. Believe you can do it, you can do it.
All right, well, thank you, Janine, and thank you, Susan. We're glad to have you again, and thank you for continuing to build up the legacy of Ouachita women's basketball here on campus.
Thank you so much.
All right, that is going to do it for our special alumni interview, but don't go anywhere because we've got the exciting second half of Ouachita women's basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network presented by Taylor King Law coming up right after this timeout.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Batson Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Batson Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Batson Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Batson Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Batson Signs today to see what they can do for you.
And welcome back, folks, to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. I'm Isaac Bourne here with my co-host Brody Kriegel, and we're going to give you guys a couple first half stats to go into the second half with just a little over 4 minutes left in halftime. So, Brody, I think the story right now for the Lady Tigers is their production from the free throw line and staying in this game despite a poor shooting outing today.
You said it, Isaac. The free throw shooting for Ouachita, they've had 16 total attempts, and they've made 12 of them. While Tech, on the other hand, they've only attempted 4 all game long. And something that we heard Chris and Chase talk about in pregame was how Ouachita's big win against Northwestern a week ago was because of the rebound game. So far in the first half, Ouachita is leading in rebounds with 23.
Bit of an odd circumstance here. The Lady Tigers leading in rebounds, but not in points going into the first half. The Lady Tigers with 23, while you said it, Arkansas Tech has 20. It is a bit of an odd difference here when most of the time you see the leading team leading in rebounds, but not the case here. But speaking of a player who has been crashing the boards today, it is Dana Thompson for Arkansas Tech. 8 points and 10 rebounds, in her 17 minutes today. She has been the most impactful player and very hard guard for Ouachita center and forward Grayson Fairless, who herself has 12 points off of some offensive rebounds for the Tigers. So, Brody, what do you think the Tigers are going to need to do to shut down Thompson a little bit going into the second half?
Going into the second half, you want to put more of your focus on her as she was able to really just take control. I know that sounds cliche, but that's the best way I can put it. And another thing is just a few turnovers here and there would also help their cause out as well.
Yes, as if you look at the turnover battle, Arkansas Tech has 9, while the Lady Tigers have 12. It is a bit of a difference there, and the Lady Tigers would surely benefit from cutting down a little bit there. But then you also look on the Lady Tigers score sheet, and only 3 separate players have put points up from the field, have made a field goal today. You're looking at Joey Babel, of course, Grayson Fairless with her 12, and then Madeline Tipton with 9. So how do the other Ouachita players get themselves on the floor, on the board from the field? I know they have shot from the free throw line, but how do they score from the field in this second half?
If you want to score from the field, I noticed in the first half they were trying to take shots that were a little further away. Try to get closer into a better range, and maybe that'll help out with your field goal shooting.
Surely that will help out, as both teams not shooting too well from the field today. Lady Tigers shooting 8 for 25 from the field, and Arkansas Tech 13 for 36. Brody, you see a big difference in shot disbursement, as you know Arkansas Tech is shooting has shot 36, while Lady Tigers have shot 25. You know, what's the difference there?
It's really just how the Golden Suns have been able to maintain possession. Like the amount of time they've had the ball has been way more significant than the amount of time we've seen Ouachita with the ball. And it's, as you said, the free throws have really been keeping this game close here for the Lady Tigers. But you can't let the free throws carry you the entire game.
And that's very, very true. And with that, we just have a couple seconds remaining in halftime, so we will be back really quickly with you as Chase and Chris will be back with color and play-by-play. And we will see you guys in just a couple seconds here on Ouachita Sports Digital Network, brought to you by Taylor King Law.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of Batson Signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Batson Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Batson Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Batson Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Batson Signs today to see what they can do for you.
And we are back in time for another half of action here at Bill Vining Arena. We have Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. The Golden Suns making the trip down from Russellville, Arkansas. And they now have a 2-point lead over the hometown Tigers, as Mycia Marcel is going to get us started with the ball. Looking for somebody, steps through, a little strong. Lainey Mears with the rebound. And Mears is going to push off there. And that's an early Tiger turnover, as the Golden Suns are going to get it right back. Yeah, you could definitely see Mears extended that forearm right at Marcel. Hill steps through, can't finish. Here's Babel. Tipton, thought about the three, gonna take it against Thompson. Follow-away jumper, no good. Babel, Mears, 3-ball, is good! Lainey Mears, her first field goal of this game, and only the second three-pointer from Ouachita.
Well, Chris, there's no such thing as a short three, but I can tell you for sure that was a long three. It was right from the middle of the A at the midcourt logo. But for Mears, you can't leave her open at any spot on the floor.
Claire Grace Prater is going to head to the free throw line after a foul by Audrey Winfrey. And Winfrey's over talking to Coach Dallimore as he's coaching her up. The sophomore has definitely made a lot of improvements so far this season. But she's still one of the many young players on this team, as Prater goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Here's Babel. Screen by Tipton. Guarded by Marcel, gets around her. Can't finish. The Tigers, it's going to be Golden Sun basketball, as 2 Tigers and a Golden Sun were all going for it. Tipton's going to check out, and Samantha Watson is going to check in immediately. Marcel guarded by Mears up top. Thompson. Jumper, no good. Short arm that one. Here's Watson. Watson gets it into Fairless. Fairless pump fake up. Just backboard. Thompson with the rebound. Up ahead to Prater. Prater. Step back jumper. And that's going to be an over the back call, or at least maybe a loose ball foul on Julie Wagner. It's just her first personal foul. Tigers trailing by 1 with 8:17 left to play in the second half. Or excuse me, in the third period. Joey Babel's got it up top. Babel driving against Marsal, out to Winfrey. Winfrey to Mears. Mears driving, bounce pass, Babel into Fairless. Fairless looking for somebody. Babel, man, sort of a chaotic possession there for the Tigers. That's going to be a foul on Alex Hill for the Golden Suns. 20 seconds were put back on the shot clock as Samantha Watson's got it. Screen from Fairless. Mears up top, guarded by Prater. Crossover right, inside. Got tripped for a second, and she was out of bounds when she got the offensive rebound. You can hear the home crowd behind us trying to talk to the officials, talking about that trip that I mentioned just a second ago. Here's Prater, crossover, jumper, and just rims in and out. Alex Hill with the steal. Now up ahead, can't get it to fall with the right hand. Fairless trapped, but she's able to recover. Here's Babel. Full steam ahead, going right at Thompson. Gonna pull out to Winfrey. Winfrey, 3-ball, good! Audrey Winfrey knocks down her first basket of the game. Well, already the three-point shooting from Ouachita has improved in the second quarter. Golden Sun turnover. Here's Watson. She's going to take it herself. Euro, well, that's unfortunate. Well, actually, Coach Dallimore not happy at all about something. I'm not sure if somebody tipped the ball out. Golden Sun basketball going to get a lot of boos from this crowd. Don't see Coach Dallimore as animated as he was there. I mean, he usually is pretty animated with his players, but not as animated with the officials. Not happy about something. Did you see? I didn't even see it. I think I had a bad angle.
It happened in a split second. It was tough to tell if that ball was tipped or not, but you could tell the flight path was certainly off. I will say, though, I like the reaction of Audrey Winfrey. She stepped back and said, okay, we got this. So she gets back, and the rest of her teammates are right there. Even though they didn't get the call that they were looking for, they were ready to take care of business on the other end of the floor.
Well, that's good leadership from a young player. So we had a foul on the other side of the floor. Alex Hill's got it. Guarded by Babel. Driving, looking to post up, swinging to Marsal in the corner. Marsal looking for somebody to get open. Here's Prater. Prater driving, gonna be a turnover. Fast break opportunity, Babel's got it all by herself. Oh, and she is fouled right away by Marsal. Saving the easy 2 points. So making Babel have to earn it from the free throw line. Gonna look at it here. Babel will get it pretty much uncontested, and Marsal flying in there gets all arm. Babel's first free throw is up and away and good. Babel, 1 of 2 for the free throw line, but they get it right back. Mears, 3-ball, no good. Watson, offensive rebound. Babel, out to Winfrey. Winfrey, 3, good! The second three-pointer from Audrey Winfrey, and Coach Wilbers wants to take a timeout. What a possession for the Tigers. One missed free throw, initially giving up, preventing a 2-point play was Marsal, making that foul. Well, turns out ends up being a 4-point play with that three by Winfrey. Well, let's take a quick break. With 6:13 left to play, Ouachita with a 6-point lead here in the third quarter. You're watching Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
Well, 6:13 left to play in this third quarter of action. Ouachita with a 6-point lead after trailing by 1. And Chase, all of a sudden, Ouachita with a nice lead, nice advantage. What's allowed them to get ahead?
Well, on the offensive side of things, Chris, it's been all about floor spacing. The Tigers have really put the Golden Suns in a pinch. Specifically, Dana Thompson, who is traditionally a rim protector, she's had to float out and start to guard on the perimeter. That's allowed the Tigers to get more offensive rebounds. Thompson had 10 rebounds in that first half, but the Tigers are doing much better on the offensive glass, and they're also forcing forwards to have to come out and guard the guards. That's allowing for a little bit more space for these threes, and I think that's also why we're starting to see more of those shots to fall.
Mycia Marsal's got it, picked up by Winfrey. Well, Dana Thompson, she's going to take a three, only a 20% three-point shooter. Wagner offensive rebound, shot won't count, and it's going to be on the floor. No free throws yet. Ouachita just one away from putting the Golden Suns in the bonus.
And that time Harrison was trying to pack the ball down to try and steal it away. Unfortunately, she didn't get ball, she got arm.
Here's Marsal, step back three. No good there. Thompson with the rebound. Here's Prater. Prater working on Winfrey, has to find a teammate. Wagner jumper is good. She has that stroke from mid-range. And she's got the Golden Suns within 4. A low-scoring affair to be sure, but Ouachita shot better. Winfrey, deep three. A little bit of a heat check there after knocking in 2 straight. Here's Marsal, guarded by Williams. Out to Prater. Prater driving right. Finds a cutting teammate. She's stuck. Up and under is good by Alex Hill. Good patience there. Babel looking for Harrison, looking for somebody. Harrison posting up Wagner. Harrison, bad pass at Williams' feet, and now we have a Golden Suns fast break opportunity. Prater, no good on the layup attempt, and now Ouachita has it. Blown opportunity for Arkansas Tech, and now Ouachita's looking to take advantage. Here's Harrison, good! Nice pass inside from Mears, and that missed fast break layup hurts even more, as Ouachita now is back to a 4-point lead. Marsal and one, actually no, they're going to say that is a traveling violation. Marsal's wanting a review, but obviously that's not going to happen. But now we have a timeout. So with 4:30 left to play, we have a 4-point Ouachita lead, 41-37. We'll have Brody with a sideline report here briefly. Brody, what do you have to say?
Thank you, Chris. I want to talk about how similar these two teams have been this season. Despite having similar records both in their overall and conference, the top 10 matchups that they faced recently shouldn't go without noticing. We saw Arkansas Tech fall all against Harding, who is number 10, and we saw Ouachita a week ago beat Northwestern Oklahoma State, the number 18 ranked team. This is a pretty stacked conference with some of the best teams in the country. That's all I got. Back to you, Chris.
All right, well, thank you, Brody. Well, Ouachita, again, has really had a tough go of things here of late, playing some really solid teams. Of course, they were in a close one last Thursday against Henderson State, where they lost on a buzzer-beating shot. by Brinley Huggins. They were within closing distance with the Reddies, but of course, just like we had seen with the previous Battle of the Ravine matchup, the Reddies winning with a late game heroics from somebody, and it's always going to be somebody different for the Reddies. It was Jada Pickens in that first matchup here at Bill Vining Arena. Huggins on Thursday.
Well, in that effort, too, Jada Pickens also had a strong showing again, but Tori Gittens really stepped up. Reddy's got a lot of help from their guards in that game.
Tipton, uncontested, can't finish. Wagner with the rebound, but here's Hill, picked up by Williams, going right at Williams. Nice floater with the left. And now they're within 2. Watson to Tipton. Tipton, 3-ball, a little long. Dana Thompson with the board. Hill driving again with the right this time, and it's good. And now we have a timeout by Coach Dallimore, and he's steaming as his team has let the Golden Suns tie this score up at 41. Well, we're going to take a break with 3:40 remaining in the third quarter of action. Stick around for more Tiger basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Well, Ouachita in a tight one with the Golden Suns of Arkansas Tech. With 3:40 remaining in this third period, Ouachita all tied up with the Golden Suns at 41. We'll see what adjustments Coach Dallimore made at the break. Here's Watson. Watson driving inside, layup, just can't finish. Dana Thompson with the rebound. She's been all over the glass today. Marsal trying to thread the needle in there. Babel's got it. She's trapped, gets it to Tipton. And a turnover by the Tigers. Coach Dallimore just kind of threw up his play sheet up in the air after 2 unsuccessful trips by the Tigers.
Well, that one was high and behind Samantha Watson. You could see her trying to trap it in between her shoulder and her head there, but she was also trying to keep her feet in bounds. Just a tough spot to be in.
Well, Babel tips that pass out of bounds. Tipton's going to check out. Audrey Winfrey's going to come in. Mycera Marsal up top. And there's going to be a traveling violation. Arkansas Tech turnover. And we're still scoreless since the timeout. With 3 minutes remaining in the third period, Babel's got it up top. Fairless posting up Wagner. Fairless going right at Wagner. No good on that shot. Thompson with another rebound. And Hill's got it. Babel closely behind her, and that's going to be a foul on Babel as Hill hit the deck.
Foul on the Tigers, number 13, Joey Babel.
That's going to be Babel's first personal. As Hill, who has 7 points in this game, she's going to head to the free throw line. Hill's had a really strong third quarter of play and knocks down that free throw. Arkansas Tech has just entered the single bonus, and she just went 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And now Arkansas Tech has a 2-point lead. Here's Fairless up top. Mears working around the Fairless screen. She really wants a three-point shot. Kicks it to Babel. Babel, that's going to be a traveling violation. And the Tigers are just plagued with turnovers here in the third period.
That time, Joey Babel was trying to go up for the pump fake. Unfortunately, as she went up, her foot dragged a little bit.
But Ouachita still in this despite several turnovers as of late. Just a 2-point deficit. Prater jumper is good. A nice spin working around the screen.
I don't think that's how Prater drew up that possession. However, it worked out to her benefit. She was able to adjust to the loose ball, make a pretty spin move, and set up a great look from just inside the arc.
Inside, no good by Ouachita. Wagner with the rebound, poked away by Babel, staying active. And now Michael Russell is going to check in for the first time tonight for Ouachita, in for Mears. Abby Harrison is going to check in as well. Fairless is going to check out. They get it into Thompson. Here's Hill, picked up full court by Babel. Marsal driving left. Finds a teammate in the corner. Three is good. Clara Grace Prater is having a fantastic performance here tonight. And now Arkansas Tech has a 7-point lead. Winfrey trying to find Harrison down low. That's going to be a Tiger turnover. Hill bumping her way through, finishing off the fast break. And Tech has a 9-point lead. Russell up top, screened by Harrison. Winfrey, corner three, off the back iron, and Watson off the offensive rebound is fouled by Marsal. That's going to be her fourth personal. And Marsal, they definitely do not want to sit out for much longer.
Well, she's one of their top threats, not only from deep, but also that mid-range shot. She's been very effective, especially from the corner. The right corner is her favorite place to shoot the ball.
Well, Sarah Edmondson is going to check in, as well as Haley Wyrick for Arkansas Tech. Here's Tipton. Mears guarded by Prater. Mears, three ball is good. Actually, they're going to call that a 2. I think her foot was on the line. But still a much-needed basket for the Tigers there, as they are trailing now by 7. Babel with the steal. I think that's her third of this ball game, and that's going to be a double dribble. She thought she had a pass to, I think that was Tipton. She picked up her dribble, wasn't there, so she dribbled again, and very unfortunate Tiger turnover. Mears going over to tell her it's all right, and
well, and Babel's intentions were good on that possession. She was actually wanting to create an opportunity for her teammate, but as Coach Dalmore just told her, go all the way next time you have that opportunity. You had the open lane for yourself.
And it's going to be a jump ball. A lot of fans really thought that, I think that was Rollins, had made some contact with Mears. That was a little more than incidental and should have been a foul. Alex Hill's going to check in. Wyrick's going to check right out. Just 22 seconds left on the clock. Ouachita will have it. They're just going to hold the ball for one last possession. Babel wanting to get it to Mears. Just 11 seconds left on the clock. Babel's got to do something with it. Gets it to Mears. Mears cut off. Gets it into Fairless. Fairless blocked by Prater. And that's going to bring us to a close for this third quarter of action. Ouachita trailing 43-50 as we head into the final 10 minutes of this afternoon. We'll stick around for the fourth quarter of action here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who is an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
Well, as we enter the fourth quarter of action, Ouachita trails 43-50 here at Bill Vining Arena on this very special Women's Basketball Alumni Day, as we got to recognize some very influential figures in women's basketball and Tiger women's sports history. And now we have basketball action back as Thompson working on Winfrey, can't get it to fall. She does get her own miss. Prater, open three, short. Thompson, another rebound. It tips it up and in. Dana Thompson has been so active in this game. And she is well over a double. Actually, she's now just in a double-double with 10 points and 15 rebounds. Mears thought about the mid-range shot. Here's Winfrey, tipped in. Mears driving left, steps through off the backboard and good for Lainey Mears. They desperately needed a basket there. Here's Prater working on Mears. Fall away jumper is good. Claire Grace Prater cannot be stopped right now with 13.
And that's something that Prater has done all day. She's created space for herself, and just an inch has been enough.
Winfrey, offensive rebound, gets it to Babel. Babel, deep two. It's good for the baseline. And we're seeing a lot of offense right now from both squads. But Ouachita still trails by 7. Hill to Wyrick. Wyrick, screened by Edmondson. Left-handed floater, not going to happen. Here's Tipton. Trying to direct some traffic on the fast break. Going right at Edmondson. Edmondson with a block, and is going to be the foul as Dana Thompson looks like she's kind of hurting a bit for Arkansas Tech. You see the drive by Tipton. And you can see Edmondson. I think it was when Tipton was on her way down, made a little bit too much contact with her, and not really sure what this conversation is going to be about between the officials. I think
timeout for official review.
We're going to have an official timeout as they're going to slowly head over to the monitor. Going to check over something, maybe relating to the clock. I mean, we've had a lot of those throughout the game, but take a look at this last highlight. Again, not quite sure what they're looking at, but they are looking at that one highlight. Well, in the meantime, we have a nice music being played by Dr. Austin Motley's pep band. And if you recognize that tune but just can't place it, that is YMCA.
Well, and Chris, something else to note too. This group, they don't just serve as the pep band. This is part of the Ouachita Jazz Band, who also performs in a concert setting as well. Certainly some versatile musicians in the house with us today.
Well, I've been able to sit in on a few of their concerts, and they do an excellent job, and Dr. Austin Motley does an excellent job with them as well. And I'm looking like they were checking to see. Well, now that one of the other officials is going to come take a look at it. They're looking at when Arkansas Tech had the basketball. And it was on Wyrick's miss, and it may have been when Thompson got hit. I think they're looking to see if that was accidental contact. I'm going to take a look. You see Thompson, bottom right corner. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're looking at. It's when Fairless went back and hit her kind of around the neck. But whenever a player gets hit around the head or neck area, they definitely want to make sure they do their due diligence and checking it out. But the three officials talking it over. Both teams patiently waiting.
Well, and that's kind of a rule of thumb with video replay. You know this, Chris. It's much harder to overturn the call on the floor when there's not indisputable video evidence.
And we did get an official update. It is truly incidental contact. No egregious play there. So Ouachita will be able to luck out. No technicals, no flagrants addressed, and Madeline Tipton's going to shoot some free throws.
Shooting two for Ouachita, number 23, Madeline Tipton.
Tipton, first free throw is up and good. Tipton, 1 of 2 from the free throw that time. Just her first miss on the night from the charity stripe. Here's Hill, guarded by Watson. Lefty against lefty. Prater. Jumper from the mid-range, and nothing but air, and great job by Sarah Edmondson. Great hustle there, throwing the ball off of Tipton, and it will remain Arkansas Tech basketball.
Well, as a defender, that is one of the most frustrating positions that you can be in. When you make the right play, you just get a smart play there at the end from Edmondson that gives your team just one more chance on this possession.
In the corner, Wyrick going at Harrison, and Harrison got there a little late and bumped Wyrick, and Wyrick's going to go to the free throw line, where she shoots 69% on the season. Going to be her first free throw attempts of the night. She cashes in her first. And official having a conversation at the front at the scores desk, and not sure what that was about, but now Wyrick's going to shoot her second, and she's going to knock in her second. She goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line for 4 points on the night. Watson to Mears. Mears, uncontested three ball. Off to the right a little bit. Tipton trying to tip it to herself, but tips it out of bounds.
And Ouachita's struggled on the three ball again here in the second half. They're 1 of 7 on their last 7 attempts. However, they're still doing pretty well from the field. You look at those last 5 attempts, they're 3 for 5 in that span.
Ouachita still trails by 8. They need some of that offense to get going and be a little bit more consistent. And offensive foul, Tiger basketball. Alex Hill driving inside. She had the floater to go. Initially thought it was going to be an and one, but I don't even know who was down there getting the charge, but somebody was in the perfect position to cause a turnover. Mears trying to direct traffic. Here's Watson. Watson, little strong with that one. Thompson can't get it. Winfrey gets it back, though. Babel to Fairless. She's got to shoot it, and she was not aware of the shot clock. And that's going to be a shot clock violation by Ouachita, Arkansas Tech basketball. Well, that's going to be the 20th turnover on the afternoon for the Tigers. Of course, Arkansas Tech not having a great time controlling the ball either. They have 16 of their own. Prater to Marsal. Marsal, and Mears reached in and is going to commit the reach-in foul. And nobody's in the bonus, so Marsal's going to throw in. Marsal gets it to Hill. Hill, open three-pointer. Not going to fall. And Arkansas Tech gets it right back. So many miscues by Ouachita these last few possessions. Babel just couldn't get a hold of it. And that ball rolls back out of bounds. Marsal throwing in, gets it to Wagner. Wagner, quick trigger from the mid-range. It's good. Wagner has such a strong night. Now with 8 points, almost exclusively from the mid-range. Mears, step back to Watson. Mears, guarded closely. Into Babel. Fairless trying to get her way through, and she will head to the free throw line, very close to an and one. And that's going to be Marsal's 5th foul, and her afternoon is over with 5:59 remaining in this fourth quarter. A huge loss for the Golden Suns.
Shooting for Washington for 20, Grayson Fairless.
Fairless's first free throw is good. Ouachita now 15 of 21 as a team from the free throw line. And Fairless is 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Now Ouachita going with a little bit of a press here.
Keep an eye on Julie Wagner. She's posting up at the elbow. That's where she likes that mid-range jumper from.
Wyrick, pull-up jumper, short, rebound by Watson. Watson pulls it back, resets. Looking for a teammate. Here's Mears, guarded by Prater. Prater fouls Mears, and Mears is going to head to the free throw line as Mears got Prater turned around on that crossover, and Prater was a little late on the contest and just got all arm. And now Mears, a 92% free throw shooter, is going to shoot some more free throws, and she knocks in her first of this trip. She's had kind of a quiet game, just now 8 points. Call it 9 points as that one rattles around.
Tigers are now 16 of 22 from the charity stripe as a team.
I said quiet night offensively, but her night on the defensive end has been very loud as she has 4 steals. And an up and under by Hill is good. What a finish with the help defense closing in. Alex Hill's had some tough finishes in this game. Mears, crossover, inside, stops. Babel pops, and well, just off the backboard. Haley Wyrick's got it. Guarded closely, almost another steal by Mears. Prater has it. She had a strong first half. Prater going to pull up for another jumper, not going to fall. Fairless with the tough board.
That's where the Golden Suns want that shot, though, from the elbow. One of the highest percentage mid-range looks you're going to get anywhere.
Mears, three in the corner, short. And it's going to be a foul on Fairless. I think they're going to give it to Fairless. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's going to be her fourth personal foul as we head into this break. We'll stick around for the final 4:16 of this 8-point ball game here at Bill Vining Arena. You're watching Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Ouachita trailing by 8, with 4:16 remaining in this ball game. Well, Chase, we have seen some back and forth action. It's going to be a tight one all the way to the final buzzer, as what we've seen these last several weeks, and seems like every game that they've played. But what does Ouachita have to do to cut into this 8-point deficit?
Well, similar to what they did for the start of the second quarter, they're going to have to put more pressure on the Golden Suns. They were forcing plenty of turnovers in the first part of that second quarter, but since then, Arkansas Tech has really settled into its offensive game plan.
Wagner jumper, she finally misses from that right elbow, and it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to remain with the Golden Suns. That's a rare miss from Wagner. All of her points have come from the mid-range area. As Winfrey's going to check out for Ouachita. Madeline Tipton's going to check back in. Wyrick in the corner. Wyrick looking for somebody. Here's Hill. Hill has had a strong night for the Golden Suns, the leading scorer of all the healthy players on this team. Hill can't find anywhere, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Alex Hill, Ouachita basketball. That's going to be Hill's fourth personal foul, and that's, again, another one of the Golden Suns in foul trouble. Mycia Marsal has already fouled out.
Another important thing to note, that last foul puts the Tigers into the bonus.
And Babel short on the layup. And Mears, hard foul on Hill. It's going to send Hill to the free throw line.
These next two free throws are going to be huge for Alex Hill. Chris, a lot of times coaches say that they want to have a double-digit lead in that last quarter of play, especially the final minutes before they're really comfortable. With this next make, Alex Hill could get the Golden Suns right where they want to be.
Well, so far she's perfect from the free throw line today, 3 of 3. And for her fourth attempt, yep, she remains perfect. And of course, Golden Suns have a 10-point lead with just 3:16 left to play. Tipton into Fairless. Fairless working on Wagner. Fairless can't find it. She's really struggled in the second half on the offensive side of the basketball. Here's Dana Thompson. Hill guarded by Babel. You can imagine the Golden Suns are just going to let a lot of clock drain here. And Babel with the steal. Fast break opportunity for the Tigers. Babel stepped through nothing there. Definitely a tough miss for Babel.
Tigers are really struggling right now, trying to attack down low. Give credit where credit is due to the Golden Suns. They have guarded the post very effectively today.
Prater up top. She's had a nice night as well with 13, but she does have 4 personals. Prater, tough jumper, no good. Thompson with the rebound, looked like she traveled, but passed right to Watson. Watson, layup is good! Samantha Watson got the Tigers within single digits. A much needed basket for Ouachita, as now they're down just 8 with 1:57 remaining. When we return, we'll see just what the Tigers can do to get back into this ball game. You're watching Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your place to get embroidery, screen printing, trophies, and more. Drop by their store on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia or visit their website at printmaniatees.com to see how they can help your business or group. Need a shirt for an event? Let Print Mania take care of that. Need promotional materials for your business or organization? You can let Print Mania take care of that too. A family-run local business in Arkadelphia, Print Mania has been serving the public since 1992. Call Print Mania today, 870-246-3803.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
And Ouachita trails by 8 with 1:55 left to play. And that's going to be an Arkansas Tech turnover. Ouachita basketball right off the inbounds. And actually one of the officials is going to call for continuation with the clock. Well, I thought she was calling for a replay initially, but Madeline Tipton going right at Thompson. That's going to be all armed there. Got Thompson up in the air, making that just actually her first personal foul of the ball game. Madeline Tipton has shot well from the free throw line, only with 1 miss. And now she's going to head back to the free throw line for 2 huge free throws. And now Ouachita's within 7. Well, they are within striking distance, as she is 2 of 2, and now Ouachita trails. And it could be a 2-possession ball game here. It depends on what happens. That's going to be, a foul on Mears. That's going to be number 4 for Lainey Mears, as Coach Dallimore was really hoping that would have been a jump ball there along the sideline. The officials are going to talk this one over again. Both teams are being motioned to go to each other's benches. Coach Dallimore trying to plead with the officials here. It's going to be Arkansas Tech timeout is what has been called. We're still waiting on exactly whose basketball it is. I think it will remain with Arkansas Tech, though. Yeah, it will. We'll take a look at it here. They called the foul when Mears reached in. And then Coach Dallimore comes flying in, pleading that it was a jump ball. And that's always difficult when a player gets trapped on that sideline. More often than not, it ends up being a turnover, and Alex Hill is going to throw in for Arkansas Tech. Just 26 seconds left on the shot clock. And we're going to have another stoppage in play. A couple of the officials going to talk something over again. I think they're disputing where maybe to throw the ball in at, because Wyrick got trapped on that sideline. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So instead of on the baseline, it's going to be on the sideline. Now Winfrey is going to defend the inbounds play. They get it in Prater. Prater getting through the press. Nice job breaking there. Thompson working on Winfrey to Wagner. Jumper, no, just rims out. Ouachita basketball. Mears has it to Babel, to Tipton for three. No good. Babel gets it back to Mears. Nice catch by Mears. Watson, only 1:17 left to play. Babel to Tipton. Tipton, baseline drive, lefty finish, it's good! Ouachita down by 4, and that's going to be a timeout by Coach Dallimore. What an exciting few seconds we have been seeing so far. If that three had fallen for Tipton, you just know the crowd would have erupted, but a nice drive. Nobody in the paint there. Tipton, easy layup inside. Now Chase, Ouachita is down 4. They have really climbed back into this game, but now it's not time to rest for 1 second. They are still a lot of time left on the clock. What does Arkansas Tech have to do to prevent a sudden comeback?
Well, you got to hit your shots when you get them. Arkansas Tech was able to break the press on that last possession, and tip your cap to the Golden Suns for doing that. But they missed the shot opportunity that was provided to them on the other end of the floor. In a game like this, where quite literally every point matters, you can't afford to waste those chances. You've got to make the most of them when you get them. But also, right now, priority number 1 has got to be getting that ball up past midcourt.
Thompson's got it now. Oh, that looked like a travel. Everybody in the arena thought it was a travel. No call from the official. Alex Hill's got it. Guarded closely by Babel. Babel's got to be careful. Mears tips it out with her leg. Still going to remain Arkansas Tech basketball with 14 on the shot clock. 53.6 left on the game clock. Hill gets it into Wyrick. Cross-court pass to Wagner. Prater, only 6 seconds on the shot clock. Double team by Babel. Steal. Babel inside stops. Watson into Tipton, layup is good! Ouachita trails by just 2. And are we going to have a timeout? I think we're going to have a timeout by Arkansas Tech. Haven't been an official ruling as to who called the timeout. Officials are going to come to the monitor to check and look at something.
They're going to take a look at the clock to make sure they got it right. They're going to go ahead and take a look at the clock to make sure that everything's right.
Yep, looking at the clock, and that's always important in moments like these with 34 seconds, 34.2 on the clock right now, but take a look. Of course, Babel, pass to Watson. Watson, a high pass to Tipton, and then Tipton up and good. Officials still looking. I don't know if this is the angle they exactly want.
They're wanting to get the best look at that shot clock as possible.
That's going to be the best look. You can see, looks like 34.9 on the game clock. Well, okay, it's going backwards. Yep, they want to make sure this is exactly right. And, of course, the clock stops once the ball gets through the bottom of the net. Not necessarily when it first makes it through, so doesn't seem like it would be a huge difference, but in games as close as this one, every 10th of a second matters. And the official just ruled that it's going to be 35.7. It's been put back on the clock, so almost an entire second has been given, and now Arkansas Tech is going to have the basketball. Alex Hill She's going to throw in from the baseline. Ouachita has done very well with this press. And now Arkansas Tech is going to take a timeout. They just have one timeout remaining. Well, while they do that, we're going to take a break as well. 62-60 is your score at Bill Vining Arena. You're watching Tiger Basketball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Well, if you're just tuning in, you've tuned in at the right time. Ouachita trailing by 2 with 35.7 left to play in this fourth quarter of action. I'm Chris Gay, your play-by-play announcer, joined by my color commentator, Chase Hartzell. And first of all, that Fish City Grill commercial, that made me even hungrier. I haven't had lunch yet.
Well, depending on how the next 30 or so seconds go, you may have to wait a little bit longer.
Well, I wouldn't mind if that ends up being a Ouachita victory, as Prater, she pushed off, and it's going to be a defensive foul on, I think it's going to be given to Winfrey. Yes, it is.
And that's what Coach has explained to Audrey right now. He's saying, Audrey, grab it with 2, referring to her hands. She got one hand in there, but she wasn't able to wrap the other one around. You're more likely to get a jump ball call when you've got both hands wrapped around the basketball. When you've got one, it's a lot more tempting to go for that reach-in call.
And now Prater has brought this Tech lead up to 3, now to 4, with just 20.5 left to play. Ouachita looking for a quick basket. Tipton, step back 3, no good. Babel, offensive rebound. Mears, 3-ball, good! 1 point lead for Arkansas Tech, with 11.1 remaining on the clock. What a possession by Ouachita. Tipton's 3 was no good. Babel, another offensive rebound. Mears, 3-ball. Wow, what a game we are watching right now. Ouachita still is trailing by 1 point. But, okay, what does Ouachita have to do here with just 11 seconds left on the clock?
Well, Chris, the importance of that three-pointer is that the Tigers now have the opportunity, even if Arkansas Tech makes both of these free throws on a potential intentional foul, they can still tie up the game with another triple and force this game to overtime. And the important thing to note, too, Arkansas Tech is fresh out of timeouts.
Yep, they are.
Can't advance that ball up past midcourt.
And they're just in the single bonus, so if Ouachita does try to intentionally foul, it's a 1-and-1 opportunity. Or excuse me, it will not be. And actually, Arkansas Tech is going to use their last timeout, and we're going to take a very short break. Well, do not go anywhere. The last 11 seconds here at Bill Vining Arena between the Golden Suns and the Tigers is coming up after this break. Well, Ouachita and Arkansas Tech women's basketball has certainly been a treat today. These two teams in a nail-biter. Arkansas Tech and Dana Thompson is going to go to the free throw line here for Arkansas Tech. That's going to be the second personal on Joey Babel. Thompson, 2 of 2 from the free throw line earlier in this game. Well, Thompson, as she extends this lead to 2, she's had a good game scoring as she's got 11, but she also has 20 rebounds. 9 of them have come on the offensive glass. Now Thompson is 2 of 2 from the free throw line, now 4 of 4 on the day. And now this is going to be very important. Ouachita more than likely going to go for the 3 ball here. Babel going to fly down the court. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Tipton's got it. And that's going to be an Arkansas Tech victory as Ouachita with a late game turnover can't convert in the final few seconds. Wow. Well, Tipton got trapped and tried to find somebody and couldn't find anybody open. So Ouachita falls 63-66 here at Women's Basketball Alumni Appreciation Day. And even though Ouachita does come away with a 3-point loss, it was still one heck of a game.
It was, and credit Ouachita for fighting to the very last whistle. At the end of the day, this game belongs to the Golden Suns of Arkansas Tech. But the Tigers still put up a great fight, and if they can continue to put up that fight in these last few games, they're still going to have a great shot at making it to the Great American Conference Tournament. You see right now the prayer with the team at midcourt. Again, similar to what we were told in our halftime interview, you've got to have belief. It's just like what Susan Cheatham said. You've got to believe that you have a chance to win the games when you go out there, and you've got to believe that you can make a run towards the postseason tournament. The Tigers showed signs of excellence today. Arkansas Tech just made the adjustments when they needed to, and that's the reason why they proved victorious. But don't be surprised if OBU comes back and pulls off a few more victories before this season is done.
Well, before we have a conversation with Coach Dallimore, let's look at some individual stats. Well, Joey Babel, she's been all over the place all season long, had 8 points, 11 rebounds tonight, 5 of them on the offensive glass, including one of those offensive rebounds, bringing Ouachita within 1. She also had 4 assists and a career-high 7 steals. What a performance by the sophomore from BB Arkansas. And also taking a look, 16 points from Madeline Tipton, 14 points from Grayson Fairless, including 8 rebounds. And then 12 points from Lainey Mears, now the newest member of Ouachita's 1,000-point club as of Thursday night. As I'm about to have a conversation with Coach Dallimore here in just a second. But one of the big performances was 21 points from Alex Hill from Arkansas Tech and a double-double performance from Dana Thompson. I'm joined by Coach Dallimore. Coach, tough loss, tough to be sure, but still a fantastic performance by your group.
Well, I wouldn't say fantastic, but I want to give God all the glory and praise for our team. They fight. We just didn't play very well in the third quarter. We were up 6, and they went on a big run, 13-point run, and it changed the whole game. And that's where the game put us in a big hole, and then we had to battle back. And proud of the kids, we battled back, just didn't do enough to get it done.
Well, Lainey Mears, she had a rough night, but she hit the big shots when she needed to. Of course, the newest member of Ouachita's 1,000-point club, and then, of course, Madeline Tipton had 16 points as well. But right. I also want to mention Joey Babel had that offensive rebound leading to Mears' putting you guys within 1. Absolutely. How important has Babel been this season?
Oh, she brings a lot of energy. That's why she's playing a lot. She brings a lot of energy.
Well, you guys will have a tough test again this coming Thursday.
Yep.
What's your sort of game planning coming up?
Get some rest tomorrow. Go to church and get in here on Monday. Get to work.
Well, Coach, anything you want to say before you?
Yep. Hi, Caleb. Hi, Marissa. Love you guys. And on to the next.
Well, Coach, yes, on to the next.
Appreciate
Good game
it.
despite the loss.
Thank
you for joining me.
Thanks.
A 3-point loss by Ouachita here at home. Definitely a tough loss to be sure, a heartbreaker in front of this massive home crowd. Well, in just about 22 minutes, we will have Ouachita men's basketball versus the Wonder Boys of Arkansas Tech on a separate broadcast. So stay tuned for that on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network YouTube page. Well, thank you again. Have a good afternoon, and go Tigers.